Good morning, evening, afternoon, night, citizens of the world. Hope you are doing well. This is Monday. And again, we are on the last days of the last international break until the end of the season. And before we start the dreaded World Cup, the World Cup that will be in US. Now, a lot of things have happened. But let me take my phone out and we start to go through some of the things that I found interesting since yesterday. We start with the Chelsea. We have always been talking about Enzo Fernández. Just the entire Chelsea, the teams, the players, and where their mind are. Do they want to finish this season, go to the World Cup and come back at Chelsea, or are some of these guys looking for a way out? And one particular person was Enzo. I think after being eliminated from Champions League, he did an interview and he had all these things where he said, when you're talking to the player and the player has to talk about their future, you expect a player that wants to remain to always first shut down any rumors pertaining to him being bought or sent off to another team. And secondly, he should do it so immediately. He shouldn't be entertaining them, and Enzo was entertaining with that. When he was told, where will you be next season? And he was like, we will see. When you say we will see, it means that at the back of your mind, you think probably you need to be somewhere different. Like you are entertaining the fact that probably next season will not be here. And the guy has doubled down. He had an interview after the match playing in Argentina. I don't know. It was Argentina versus what? And then he was asked about Madrid and he said he loves Madrid because the city reminds him of Buenos Aires, which essentially is talking about, if I have to go to Madrid, I love there because it will remind me of home. You don't want to hear that from your assistant captain. As a fan, as a player, as part of the club, you don't want to hear that from your assistant captain. It just means that the person is gone, like his mind is there. Now, if I'm looking at the situation, will Madrid be able to pay that amount of money that is needed? Because Chelsea bought Enzo for 100 million euros. And I don't think they're going to sell him at any less. And Madrid in recent times has been that stingy team. They have always been trying to create rumors, trying to, do a lot of stuff around the players. But they were not going to buy. They did not buy Mbappe. They did not buy, who was that from Bournemouth? They have not been buying a lot of their stars. They have been waiting until their contract ends. They didn't even buy Rudiger. You wait until the contract ends, that's when you take him. But Enzo's contract is going until 2032. He still has 6 years at the bridge. So in this regard, they'll have to cough 100 million. Whether Madrid are willing to cough 100 million is another thing. Whether they are willing to cough 100 million to get Enzo is another thing. And if you are looking at it, Madrid doesn't have the prolific midfielders. They have some. I don't know where Enzo will fit, because if you are talking about 10, they still have Adagula. They have a lot playing at 10. If you are talking about 8, probably. But Bellingham is there. So who is he going to bench? It's just going to cause another melee, another trouble, the way Mbappe went there and he combobulated the entire front line. I think Enzo going there is also going to, ruin the entire midfield. They don't need somebody like Enzo. They'll probably need somebody like maybe Caicedo, or like a good 6, a Rodri type. So that's an issue. Whether Chelsea fans and how they take it, do they want Enzo to go? Personally, I wouldn't mind. I think Enzo has been a thorn, has been causing a lot of things, has been causing a lot of trouble, and is not a Kante, is not a Matic, is not somebody that you depend on to change the game. He's not going to change the game. He's not going to be solid at the back. He does whatever he does properly, but whatever he does has to be dependent on the team. So if he gets a team that is not very good, you are not going to see it. So for us, and I think Chelsea, it will not be a very huge loss. It will not be a very huge loss like losing Kante, like losing Hazard, like losing. It's not going to be. Now on another news is Arsenal and their injuries. For once, we all know hindsight, it just shows that Arsenal they're not even trying to hide this thing. Especially first with Declan Rice and Saka. They just said, we are watching them. Their injuries are not like real. They're just buying a lot of time, and whether the international, say probably FIFA, whether they will agree, they will allow them to just do whatever they are doing, whether they'll allow them to just tell the players like go there for a certain few days, 3 days, 4 days, and then fake an injury and then come back. If you allow it for Arsenal, it means all these other teams will buy into the same thing. It may not be now, it may not be before World Cup, but I'm telling you, the way EPL just allowed them to keep pushing people around, and now every corner right now, every free kick, everybody's just pushing everybody around, because you allowed Arsenal to keep pushing people around. Why would you then right now start telling probably a Brighton or a Brentford or another team that they should not be chasing people around? No, you can't do that. And I think it will fall to the same to FIFA, because you are allowing Arsenal to now tell all their players to fake the injuries and come back to Emirates. It will come to bite them later. Probably not now, but later. Because 10 of their players currently have gone back to the camp, not to the camp, but back to Emirates. Now, a lot is happening next week because we are resuming the league, and I haven't looked at the fixtures. I just know what Chelsea and Arsenal are meeting, but I know it's going to be a very important juncture for the league, because if Arsenal wins at least 3 consecutive Premier League, then they will have won the Premier League. If they win 3 consecutive Premier League games, but they are going into a period where there will be a lot of fixtures, because it's Premier League and then it's Champions League. As much as they got into a very, you could say, easy path in Champions League, then they are still in FA. So it's Premier League, Champions League, FA. Nearly they're going to play 5 games, 6 games in less 18. That's like a game each 3 days. And I think that's the reason why they're faking all these injuries, because they'll be playing a game nearly every 3 days. Every 3 days they'll be playing a game. So probably we should cut them some slack. Now, another news. Yesterday I saw the game, France versus Colombia, which France defeated them easily. Now, what's really terrifying about that squad is that Colombia is one of the biggest, one of the major teams in South America. Like, it's one of those teams, if you are going to mention Argentina, if you are going to mention Brazil, you have to mention Colombia, because right now also they have a very good squad with the likes of Pacho, Caicedo. They have a very good squad. And given that France just defeated them with their second team, they didn't have Mbappe, Dembele, Olise, they were all on the bench. All those guys plus more, they were all on the bench. They had to beat Colombia with the likes of Thuram, Chaki, Due, and you just wonder if they find the best arrangement for all these guys. You know, it's always like the best teams is not the team with the stars, but if you can find a squad that has the right core and the stars, those people that can change the game, the Mbappe, the Dembele, how terrifying will this Arsenal, how terrifying will this France be in the next World Cup? That's a thing that we all need to question, or it should be at the back of our mind. Anyway, the international break is ending. By tomorrow, very few games will be remaining. Even today, I think some of the major games have already been played. Today games, we have very few important games. So all our eyes are locked on the Premier League, the FA, and the Champions League. And it's going to be a very strange Premier League and Champions League if Arsenal goes ahead to win. So we'll just wait and see what's going to happen. Anyway, I think those are the most important news that we could talk about today. Anyway, nice day.